Oh, welcome ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mr. Recon. I will be your lovely host for today's video. And today's video we'll be covering Jonah. Jonah is a farrier and a warrior, and we will be going over her skills, gear, and limit breaks. And we will also be doing some fights to show what she can do and showcase on that. So with that being said, let's get into it. So we're going to start off with her third ability, Oath of Peach Garden. This will do active skill or basic attack. When it's activated, Jonah will deal additional damage to targets, dealing 250% of attack damage and increasing crit rate by 5% for 2 rounds, simultaneously receiving 1 stack of remnant. So what that means is whenever a girl on your team attacks another girl on the other team, she will activate this passive, whether it's a basic or an active attack. Now, passive damage, Neff, Rogue has a passive, Fenrir has a passive. That will not trigger this passive because they're passives and they're not active or basic attacks, so just be aware of that. When owned, a remnant does additional damage reduction, increases by 4% per remnant. So every time you get a remnant stack, she will get 4% damage reduction. So if you end up with 10 stacks, it'll be 40%. Now remember, 70% is the max. So if you end up getting 20 stacks, it's not 80, it's still going to be 70. It just capped out. So, but having 20 stacks is pretty nice for when she does her active, though. Next up, we have Reassemble. This is a passive ability. Each time a girl is defeated on the battlefield, whether it's yours or the enemy, restores 30% of self's maximum HP and gains 2 stacks of remnant. So whenever a girl dies, she will heal herself for 30% of her maximum HP and gain 2 remnants. So that's nice. So she's going to heal herself and get some damage reduction to survive longer. So it makes her very difficult to deal with when it comes later rounds. If she's healed all the way up and your girls are so low because you've been fighting through this and they've been whittled down, and Jonah just healed herself all the way up from all the deaths. Next up, we have Revitalized. This is a passive. HP increases by 30%, crit damage increases by 40%, attack increases by 25%, and control immunity increases by 30%. The nice thing about here is the HP increase and the crit damage, as well as the attack increase. The control immunity is just kind of a nice little bonus. She is a little troublesome when it comes to like psychic hitting her, or let's say a crystal, or Valera's. Her CC is good, but it's not so common. Any other girl that does CC can kind of control her down a little bit, so it can kind of rough on Jonah. But the nice thing is, when girls die, she's still going to get healed and get her remnant stacks to keep surviving while she's crowd controlled. And lastly, we have Piercing Petals. This is her active ability. So it deals 480% of attack damage to 3 random enemies and releases all remnants. So it only hits 3 enemies, and how many remnant stacks you have, it will deal damage. So let's say you have 20 stacks of remnant on her, it will use all 20 of those stacks. It will remove them, so you no longer have damage reduction, but it will convert all into damage on the enemy girls. It can also ping away at the limit break shields that they get for the last limit break, so which is really helpful as well to finish off a girl. Let's say if she's low and your other girls couldn't finish her off, she can definitely finish her off with many stacks. And then when active skill is activated, remnant deals 320% of attack damage against 1 random enemy. Once they are released, all remnant stacks are cleared. So the remnant stacks do 320% after the active. So each one of those is going to hit and hit and hit until all the remnant stacks are cleared. So if one girl dies, it's kind of like Ithel. The stacks will move on to the next girl if it's hitting. So if she kills one girl and she still has 6 more stacks, she'll just move on to the next one and keep hitting that one of the 3 random ones she picks. Not all of them will always continue to pick on one. It might be 2 on one girl, 1, 3, 2. But if you finish the one, it'll go to one of the next girls. It won't clear all the stacks. It'll keep going. Alrighty. So let's get into some gear of her. I currently have class gear. I do not do a split. I've done split. She doesn't do as much damage because I need her attack to be a little bit higher. But she still has enough HP to survive. So class gear set a warrior, just straight full class that works perfectly. You don't have to do a split. She has enough survivability not to have that extra HP. It's more nicer to have that extra attack for her. Now as far as crystals goes, I have been testing with 3 of them currently. On this one, I have holy damage, attack, and crit damage, crit, and attack. Now, crit damage and attack is a nice viewable one. If you don't have the first one, it's consistent, but the holy damage, attack does more damage, it seems to be, and it's way more consistent. The other one I've been testing is attack. I did. If you don't get one of these 2, it's still viable, works. It's less consistent. It can do a lot of damage or a little damage. It all depends on the situation. on who you're fighting. But these two are more consistent than attack. But if you don't have enough chisels and you run up not running into these, but you run into attack, it's the bottom one that it's okay to use until you can get one of these to replace it with. But these two are by far the more consistent crystals to use on her. Now, as far as PvE goes, you're going to want to use the crit damage one. That one's going to be better. But for PvP, the holy damage attack is going to be the most consistent one in helping her do damage. Now, as far as antiques go, you can run a Thorn's Heart or a Chainblade Axe. Chainblade Axe is going to be the best one you're going to want to use because of the armor break. It gets a little boost of HP, and it gets nice boost of attack, which can help getting her up to 200,000 attack. You can also use Thorn's Heart if you don't have this for PvP. It's fine. You just have to be aware that it's not going to be as much damage as would be Chainblade. Chainblade is going to be the best one for her. And then after that, if you don't have either one, you could run anything that would boost her attack significantly, or anything that would boost crit and attack. So a Swiss Army Knife or any other one that will boost the attack or the crit will help out with her in that regard. Limit breaks. You can either do a speed one or a tank one. It depends on if you want her to go first or last. Usually you just want to build a tank one because she's just going to be doing her passives anyways at hitting it. And then if she goes last, it's okay with her Remnant because then she gets all the stacks. Kind of like E-Saint used to be back in the day. You wanted her to go last. So it all depends on you and how you want to set up your team. So currently we have it as 1-1, 3-1, 2. Reduce the crit damage because we have a lot of Kratoses in the format. They do very high crit damage that help to prevent that. And we need to be able to remove, whether it be Neff marks, the Neff's debuff heals, or Vivian's new thing where she's going to give out debuffs as well. Anything that helps to remove any kind of debuff to make where she just survives longer or not reducing her attack or anything like that. And then, of course, we do another HP increase to make it so she survives longer. And then, of course, the shields. The shields are number one for PvP. You shouldn't be picking anything else for PvP, honestly. Just always pick shields. The other things can be used for PvE game modes, but for PvP purposes only, you're only going to use the shield. All right, let's get into some fights and show what she can do. I gotta find it. Okay, so this is not an optimal team where the damage is going to spread up. I'm purely just showing what she can do by herself. So just take that into note and realize that the damage you're going to see here is her being the primary damage dealer. But if you have a team that's spread out as far as damage-wise goes and it's very synergized, it's not going to be this high. But this is just what she can do if she's the primary damage dealer. So I picked a fight against my alt account to show her damage. So as you can see, we'll slow it down real quick. Whenever one of our girls, Easton Jacob, hits, she's only going to hit the one that ticks. Now, if an ability, let's say like Psychic goes off and she hits 4 girls, Jonah's going to hit all 4 girls. I'm going to speed it back up. See, you got to watch a little careful. I know the speed comes up, but if you notice that Psychic just hit all 4 of them. So her active goes off. She has 8 stacks, 10 stacks. See, it's going to go off. So the first part is her active, and then after that, the stacks will go off. See, 2 girls just died right there after she used her 10, so she gained 4 more stacks. So now every time a girl attacks, she's going to gain 1 stack, which is going to make her survive longer. See, now that she's got all these stacks, she's gonna most likely, if she targets the bottom, the Kratos and the Neff at the bottom, they're probably gonna die, and she's gonna heal herself, and then it's gonna be well, no, she has shield still, so she should be fine. See, she healed herself because her own girls died. So the problem here is that Kratos healed herself. So we got to heal off. That's good. So That was 25 stacks, which was nice. This is a long fight. Usually PvP fights don't last this long. So the goal would be here to try and hit the E and J and the Neff, but that's not going to happen. So she's definitely going to die. That's okay. But she did do 49 million damage. Now, if she was a little bit more synergized with the team, it'd probably be about 20 million to 30 million damage, is usually what you see. She can, this fight, she can win by herself. Let's see if we can do it again and show you. It's usually 50-50 when I was doing this today, testing it out. Just in case in mind that Holy Attack is on her and Chain Blade Axe. So her passives usually range between 100k minimum usually to about 500k damage. It all depends on what girl she's hitting. I've seen it to where she's gone up to 700k. So the more girls that have damage reduction on them, they're most likely not going to take as much damage, but other girls that don't have as much, they're going to take more. So the problem here is her health's so low. We need a girl to die to heal herself, so she got the heals. Now remember, she didn't heal that much that time because she has 2 debuffs from the Neff on healing, which kind of sucks, but she has some damage reduction. So hopefully we can get whether it's one of our girls to die or one of theirs to die so that we can heal our Jonah up. This is so the problem here is she might not, she's probably going to die. Yep, see, then she's not going to do it. So she, on the Neff marks, if she dies from releasing her active, she's not going to be using any remnant stacks. So that's kind of a harsh thing that she has right there. But she still did 30 million damage. So overall, I would say, even though we didn't get to see a winning fight of her, she does very well. Good teams are going to be chaos teams with this. Using a rogue, 2 Neffs, whether it be a Raphael, Kratos. You can use a Psychic or a Fenrir. Anything else to help synergize well. Even Vivian works well with her as well. As we saw earlier in the fight, she was doing a decent amount of damage. So another question people were going to ask me, what do you think she is like on a tier list? Currently, I'm not going to speculate on that. I have my thoughts, but she's definitely going to be in the top girls, somewhere up there. We just need to take everyone else's ideas into consideration. So, is she going to be the best girl? I don't think she's the best girl to end all be, just be the best girl of everybody. I don't think so. Is she going to be one of the best? Yes. Whenever we get to that point when we get together, everybody, and we start discussing girls and tier lists, we'll come up with a list, and then we can all talk about it then. But as of right now, I don't want to tell you that she's the best or she is, what tier level. I just going to say that she is up there with the rest of them. She's very good. She can help out PvP, PvE. She's just going to make things a lot easier for you in the game if you can get her. That's all I got for you guys today, honestly. She's very wonderful. Hopefully that we can see more PvE content with her. People post screenshots if you have them, whether it be my Discord or the official one, because I can't do practical works right now, so I would really like to see some damage she can do in that, or house exams. I don't think Security Squad and Guild Boss 61 she's gonna do as much. Maybe Guild Boss 61 she probably do decently, but I don't think she's gonna do as well as she would in Practical Work. So I think Practical Work she's gonna get an insane amount of damage. So that'll be fun to see people posting screenshots of that and seeing what everyone can do. That'll be interesting to see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I've got for you. If you have any comments, concerns, complaints, you can comment down in the video, or you can join my Discord. Link will be in the description. Look forward to hearing from your ideas, thoughts about her. With that being said, I hope to see you in the next video. Everyone, have a wonderful day.